Hello, good people, where you are. I'm Farison Jipingamale. I want us to have a talk today to discuss the inevitability of change in life and its gains and losses. Change basically entails alteration, transformation, and also substitution. Alteration, changing from one form to another, or replacing somebody, swapping, changing color, changing weather, changing size, all those issues, they are a demonstration of what change is. Now, why should we discuss change? In our everyday life, we see, we touch, we experience a lot of things, changes. And what does change entail? It connotes a lot of things. Change may mean losing some aspects, properties in a sense, something. Losing some properties and attributes in a person, a human being, an animal, an object. Change is necessitated by a lot of things. There are a lot of things that necessitate change. In business, we're talking about social aspect. What are the earning power? What is the earning power of people? What is the age distribution in a population? What are the tastes, changes in tastes, likes, and whatsoever? And we're talking about economy. The economy, what are the goods being produced? What are the goods being consumed? What are goods being bought? What are goods being sought? What are the incomes? All those issues. And we're talking about politics. Politics is a major player in change. Government policy, how people look at things, the promises of politicians, the alterations in the regulations and laws, all those affects the livelihood of people. And even technology. We're living in a world where technology is changing very fast to the effect that you don't have any choice but to adapt. If you fall behind, it means life has changed. Life will not be the same. Some other aspects of life will never be understood. Demographic, population, like we're saying, the distribution of the ages of people, all those issues connote demography and the legal and natural environment. What is kind of laws that are taking place in this particular time? How do these affect the lives of people? So, change is inevitable, and change has benefits, the gains, and change has the losses. It depends on how you plan, how change is planned, and how change is executed. Look here. Think of an egg. If it had a voice to say, when it graduates from that egg to a chicken, it has a choice of saying no based on the fears that it may have. What are the fears? You look at an egg, it has a shell, very beautiful, smooth, and all that. If the egg goes towed, you are graduating from this state into a chicken, but the consequences of that are that the shell will break. You won't have it anymore. Instead, you'll be something that is on two legs with feathers, and all that. Some eggs would say, no, we want to be in this state, while others will accept. In fact, practically, we've seen this happening. When a chicken has about maybe 15 eggs, maybe 3, 4, 5 may not hatch into chickens. They will rot because maybe, ironically, we don't know, we don't speak the language of eggs. Maybe the egg refused and the shell didn't break. Maybe it's the resistance of the shell to break to graduate into a chicken. So change is inevitable. But as I was saying, if change is planned, it's done systematically, then though some benefits will accrue, whether to an individual, whatever kind of change we're talking about. Because if it's well prepared, then the need to change will be understood. For the sake of an egg, it will understand that this is just being an egg is just a process. But the ultimate is that of being a chicken. So the egg will not resist. And the impact of change also will be understood. What will be the impact? Instead of having a liquid inside the shell, there will be something two-legged that will walk, that will fly, that will eat, and will be a living thing. Hello? That's what we're talking about. Another benefit of planning change is that plan and execute an effective communication strategy. We're saying where change is well planned, then you devise a communication strategy where now all involved, all the stakeholders will be taken through the process and be prepared mentally and otherwise on what will transpire, what benefits will be there, and if at all there will be some losses, explain them properly and why will they have to be accepted. Plan change. If you plan the change properly, there will be improved cooperation and collaboration. What I will be talking about. In the example, our example of the egg, nature planned everything. And the communication is there either by instinct or what. But when a chicken lays an egg, during the days of incubation, there's communication naturally about the stage in which the egg is, about the day when that chicken will communicate with the egg to say, now I'm ready to be broken. All that is there. The chick inside the egg will know that this sound that I'm hearing from outside the egg means that time is over of being here. Then it will prepare itself for walking, flexing itself. The next thing is when the egg just breaks, you find that the chick will be moving. Communication. And maybe if there are small grains of whatever cereal, it will pick with its beak. It's well prepared. It was communicated to. It knows what step it is in life. If change is properly managed, is properly planned, then we're talking about little or no resistance. Where we see resistance is where now the shell fails to break, or something else happens that prevents the actual transition from that egg to a chicken. In life, this happens. When change is there, when change knocks on the door, there are people who resist it. Why resist it? In this current state, there are benefits. There are some things that attract this person, that motivates this person to be in this state. I've worked in the bank, being a teller. There are some trappings associated to being a teller. Being in the forex department, there are some trappings that accrue to that department. So much so that when time comes for them to be moved from one department to another, there's that other heart that says, what about this? What about, can you have Fanta? Some money that customers leave as tips. We were told the difference between a tip and a bribe. So mostly people who work in the banks in the front line, they receive tips. You are in Forex, somebody is traveling outside the country. When they are coming back, they would bring something, chocolates, whatsoever, from that country they were visiting. These are the things that will make some other people be pegged to this department. They will move. It may be a promotion or something else. In the garages, it also occurs there. A mechanic who deals directly with a client, the time they are promoted to be a foreman, they may resist because they will no longer be in direct contact with that customer. Sometimes you find that even when they have been promoted, they have an office, they will still go under the car to be just like the rest of the mechanics. So change, if well planned, it has the benefits that accrue to it. So planning, because somebody has a positive mind, somebody has adopted some positivity, efficiency, productivity will improve because the resources will be used in a proper manner, efficiently and effectively. Even the morale of the worker, even the morale of a person, you changing from primary school to secondary school. If you are well prepared, the morale changes because you've been taught the benefits. Maybe it's first time you're going to a boarding school. That kind of freedom, flexing your wings to say, I will do this without cross supervision. That's a motivator. Not that there want to be any other things that you are leaving behind in primary school that were also attractive. They will be there. But what are we talking about? We're saying you have to balance and look at the larger picture to say change is inevitable. There's nothing I'm going to do to evade this. So you're motivated, productivity and morale is up. It means now there's no stress in you. You're changing, but levels of stress are high. Yes, because of new experiences. Naturally, what kind of speculation we have when we're going into a new thing, there'll be some levels of stress. That's natural. We can't avoid that. But what we're saying, the levels will be reduced. It won't be as if the uncertainty, you're going into darkness. You have some light. You have some tunnels to look at to say, this is my direction. So, obviously, while pursuing change, there will be challenges. But when to avoid a pit is improved, avoidance of a pit is improved by knowledge of it, prior knowledge of it. In Chichewa, they say, so this applies. Well-planned change, execution, you avoid, you respond to the challenges that you meet along the way effectively. And last of it is the benefit of you avoiding the possibility of failing. There are people who are in love of change. They change crowds. They change workplaces. They change crowds, everything. People who plan, who find excitement in change, they succeed because they plan it very well. So, talking about change is inevitable. The environment around us is changing every day. Now, when the environment, a factor in the environment changes, and that factor directly affects you, you have to respond. Otherwise, you'll remain behind and you'll become irrelevant. You'll go into some kind of extinction. Change is inevitable. There are gains which we should embrace, which should attract us, which should motivate us to pursue that kind of change. But don't forget, while pursuing change, there are also some losses. Don't think about the share. Think about the two legs that you have to walk on. Think about the wings that will be on you, the feathers. Think about the food that you'll be directly picking from wherever. Change is inevitable. Biblically, we've read about the Israelites. In Egypt, there were some other things that were attractive. It was a land of plenty, save for the hardships they were meeting. Now, look here. They reached a place where things went haywire, and they started questioning Moses to say, why did you take us out of that place? Yes, there were challenges. Yes, there were hardships. But we had plenty of food. We were drinking wine, all those things. So when you decide to embark on the route of change, don't be discouraged by the small things. Change is inevitable. Remain relevant. Don't go into extinction. We'll discuss another topic that will be considered later. But we have started on this road. We'll be discussing topical issues as they happen on this forum. Thank you. Enjoy your time and your day.